Before we go anywhere, let's take a breath together. Inhaling through your nose and slowly exhaling. Good. So we've been on a journey through this series. We started in episode 1 asking, what is the difference between religion and spirituality? We moved through fear, through questioning, through finding ourselves. We peeled back the layer after layer of conditioning to discover who we actually are. Today we're coming full circle. We're not asking the questions anymore, we're living the answers. Today is about coming home. Not as a destination, you arrived at once, but as a way of being you, return to again and again. And I want to show you what that looks like, what that feels like, what it means to live as God, soul, and you, all integrated into one coherent, beautiful, aligned life. So coming home isn't a place that you get to and then you're done. Coming home is a way of being. It's living your true self. It's following your soul purpose. It's being in constant conversation with God. And these three things aren't separate. They're one unified thing. They're you. When you come home to yourself, you're not becoming someone new. You're returning to who you've been always. You're remembering, you're recognizing, you're embodying. And once you've tasted that, once you've felt what that is like to live as yourself, connected to your purpose in dialogue with God, you know the way home. Even when you wander, even when you get confused, even when life gets messy, you know the way. Now, I want to be honest about something, because coming home doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean you've arrived at the same perfect state where nothing else ever changes you again. Life still happens. Things get messy. You still get triggered sometimes. You still have moments of doubt. But what's the difference? You know the way back. When something pulls at you out of alignment, when you feel off, when you lose your footing, you know what's happening. You know how to respond. You don't spiral. You don't get lost in the overwhelm. You return to center. You return to yourself. You return home. And coming home becomes easier and easier the more and more you practice it. It becomes your default instead of something that you've worked toward. It's always a practice. It always requires presence. It's always evolving and growing and deepening. And that's okay. That's actually beautiful, because it means you're never going to stop growing. You're never going to stop waking up. You never become stagnant. You're always returning home to a slightly deeper version of home. Now let me tell you what it looks like on the other side. When you know your purpose and you're following it, everything shifts. You're not wandering anymore. You're not searching for what you're supposed to be doing. You know what you're meant to do, and you do it. When things get tough or out of alignment, you know what it is. You've learned to read the signs. You understand, oh, I'm operating from fear. Oh, I'm not honoring my design. Oh, I'm trying to force something instead of responding to it. You know what's happening, which means you can change it. You can realign. You can come back home. You're no longer constantly triggered. You're no longer drowning in overwhelm because you have the tools. You have practices. You have understanding. And most importantly, you have trust. Trust in the universe, God, yourself, in the process. And you know what? You know that things work out when they're supposed to, and in the way that they're supposed to. Not always the way you think they should, not always on your timeline, but the way they're supposed to. And that trust changes everything. It takes the constant anxiety. It takes the need to control. It takes the fear that you're messing up everything, and it replaces it with peace. So let me use an image that might help you understand how this all comes together. Imagine you're building a house, and that house needs a solid foundation or a foundation. If that foundation is weak, if there's cracks in it, the whole house will is unstable. The walls may crack, the roof may sink in or leak. The whole thing could collapse. But if the foundation is solid, if it's been built on a bedrock, if it's been laid out carefully and with intention, then everything you build on top of it is stable. It is secure. Now imagine that foundation is made of puzzle pieces. Each puzzle has a piece of something you've learned. Each piece is a layer of understanding. Religions lie about God being outside of you. That's one piece that you had to remove. Fear as a control system, another piece you had to understand. Questioning what you were taught, another piece. Finding yourself, another piece. Understanding your energetic design, another piece. Understanding how you operate, another. All of these pieces fit together, besides the ones that don't fit. Probably belong to another puzzle. The puzzle of lies. But they complete a complete integrated picture, and that picture is the foundation of your house. It is solid, it is stable, it can hold your whole life. But here's the thing about foundations. They're not static. They keep evolving. You keep adding pieces. You keep deepening your understanding. You keep building on what's already there. The house keeps growing. It keeps becoming more beautiful, more integrated, more you. And that's why I had to change how I teach. I used to offer a structured coaching program. 3 months, check the boxes, get results. But that doesn't work. Because becoming home isn't a 3-month project. It's a lifestyle. It's something you practice forever. I know, it can sound scary. But it's something that evolves with you. Some seasons you need to focus on meditation and calming your nervous system. Others, a deep dive into your emotional wounds. Another, needing for understanding of your energy centers. Another season, you need to work with the natural rhythms. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Some seasons you need to attune your body's natural cycles. You can't put that all in a box. You can't say, do this for 3 months and you're done. Because you're never done. You're always evolving. You're always deepening. You're always becoming more aligned. So the work has to be fluid. It has to meld and adapt to where you are. It has to honor the fact that you're not static, living a static life. You're alive, you're changing, you're growing, and the work has to grow with you. Now here's something important. Coming home requires practice, but practice doesn't mean rigid. I have things I do every morning, certain practices that ground me, center me, align me, supplements I take every morning, but I don't do them the same way every day. Some days I need a full meditation. Some days just need 3 breaths. Some days I need to move my body. Some days just be still. Or some days journal. Or I need silence. Some mornings I wake up and I just want to rest a little longer. And I don't stress about it. I don't need to judge myself. I don't think I'm doing it wrong, because flow is more important than structure. Presence is more important than perfection. Meeting yourself where you are is more important than forcing yourself into a predetermined routine. Everything is different. Your practice is going to look different than mine. Someone with a family with kids is going to have a different practice than someone living alone. Someone who's naturally structured will have a different practice than someone who's naturally flowing. The key is not what you do. The key is what you do, is that you do something. That you show up for yourself. That you practice presence. You practice listening. And that you practice trusting. And you do it consistently. Not perfectly, but consistently. So what does the work actually look like? In Aligned to Wellness, here's the journey. We start with the basics. A simple meditation for anxiety and stress, nothing complicated. Just something so you can use it any time that you need it. From there, we can go deeper. You can explore meditations, go through the Return Within, the deeper program, or you can start learning about the body. Where does your body hold energy? What organs hold what? What do your energy centers mean? How do I release emotional trauma? How do you do the process of generational stuff that's been passed down? You can move through all this at your own pace. Come back to it any time you need. Then we move into the aligned year. We use the seasons to guide us. Spring, you want to start planting something new, a routine, a practice, something that you're starting slow. Maybe add 3 things to your practice. I suggest if it's anything to do with food, don't change your whole thing at once. Start with a few things that you want to add into your food database. Summer, you water it, you nurture it, you tend to it, you watch it grow. In the fall, you harvest it. What's not working for you? What do you need to let go? What do you need to prune off? And then winter, we go inward. You hibernate. You do the deeper inner work. You tend to the roots. And then the cycle goes again. You go deeper. You evolve. You integrate more. And for women, we take that same rhythm and you can map it over your 28-day cycle. Spring, summer, fall, winter, but a monthly scale. So you're working with the natural rhythms and not against it. You're honoring how your body actually works. The cycle repeats again and again. Each time you spiral deeper until you reach the place you're meant to reach. Not because it's predetermined, but because you're following your own knowing. You're honoring your own rhythm. You're moving at your own pace. And you're not doing this alone. That's crucial because humans are communal beings. We heal together, we grow together. We hold each other accountable. We celebrate each other's wins, we normalize the struggle. In this membership, we have community. We have people all on their own journeys, all at different places, all asking different questions, and we do this work together. We share what we're learning, we support each other, we remind each other when we forget. We celebrate when we remember. We're not isolated, we're together. And how do I fit into this? I show up in service, not as an authority telling you what to believe, not as someone who has all the answers, but as a guide, someone who's walking the path, someone who knows the way, someone who can hold the space while you find your way. I show up grounded into the earth, connected to something bigger, in conversation with God, and from that place of groundedness, I guide. I hold boundaries. I don't try and fix you. I don't try and convince you. I just hold space for you to remember who you are. And in the membership, this is how we work together. You do the inner work. You follow your own knowing. I facilitate, I guide, I create the container, I hold the space. But you are the one doing the healing. You are the one remembering. You are the one coming home. So here's what I want you to know above all else. It is a process. It is not a destination, a process. It's learning. Learning about yourself, about God, energy, how you operate, how you trust. It's trusting yourself, God, energy, your knowing, and trusting the process. And it takes time, it takes repetition, it takes showing up even when you don't feel like it. It takes practicing when it doesn't feel like it's working. It takes consistency, but I promise you, if you stay with it, if you keep showing up for yourself, if you keep practicing, if you keep trusting, you will come home. You will remember who you are. You'll find the way. I want to say this clearly. You are not alone in this journey. There are millions of people waking up. Millions of people questioning what they were taught, searching for something real, remembering who they actually are. You are part of something bigger. You're part of the collective awakening. And while your journey is uniquely yours, you're not walking it alone. There are guides, teachers, and communities. There are people who understand. There's me. I've walked this path. I know what it feels like. I know the confusion, the fear, the liberation, the homecoming, and I'm here to guide you through it. Here's what I know. Anything is possible. You don't have to stay stuck or stay small. You don't have to stay controlled by fear or conditioning or other people's beliefs. You can wake up. You can question, find yourself, come home. You can live as your true self. You can follow your soul purpose. You can be in conversation with God. You can have trust, peace, alignment, and joy. It's all possible. And it is possible for you. Not someday, not when you figure it all out. Now, right now, this moment. You have everything you need inside you. You just have to remember it. I also want you to know that you're safe. It's safe to question what you were taught. Safe to leave behind the beliefs that you don't serve you. It is safe to find yourself, to be who you actually are, and to step into your power. It is safe for you to follow your purpose. It is safe for you to be in conversation with God. There's nothing dangerous about being authentically you. There's nothing wrong with being yourself. There's nothing scary about coming home. And yes, the journey can feel uncomfortable. Yes, you'll have to face things you'd rather not face. Yes, you'll have to let go of things you thought you needed, but none of that will hurt you. It will free you. And freedom is always safe. Freedom is always home. And finally, you are meant for this. You're meant to wake up, to question, to find yourself, to come home, to live your soul purpose. You're meant to be in conversation with God. This isn't random. It's not an accident. This is a design. This is what you're here for. And the world needs you. It needs you awake, aligned, and home. Because when you come home to yourself, you can help others find their way home. When you live your soul purpose, you inspire others to find theirs. When you're in conversation with God, you help others remember they can too. Remember the ripple effect? When we come in coherence with ourselves and it ripples out and starts to affect other people, that's how we make change. That's how we make lasting, true change. You're meant for this, and I'm telling you, it's time. So sit with this today. What would it feel like for you to come home to yourself? What would be possible if you fully trusted God, the universe, and yourself? What would you create if you weren't afraid? Who would you become if you're really fully aligned with your soul purpose? And hold this, you're not alone. Anything is possible. You're safe and you're meant for this. So let's close this series the way we've closed every episode, but this time it's different. This time you're not just breathing, you're coming home. So find a comfortable position. If you're driving, do not rest your hands. If you're not driving, rest your hands. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. This breath is for you. For the part of you that's been searching. For the part of you that's been questioning. For the part of you that's been wandering. It's time to come home. First breath in slowly through your nose. Holding at the top. And slowly releasing. Let go of everything that you were taught to be. Welcome home who you actually are. Second breath in through the nose. Hold. And all the way out. Feel yourself grounded. Feel yourself safe. Feel yourself home. One more in. Hold. And release. Good. You're here. You're home. This is what it feels like. This is presence, peace, aliveness. This is home. And it always is available to you. You can just return to this feeling every time. Just 3 breaths. Just this a moment of presence. Just remembering you're home. You've always been home. Now you know it. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this journey with me. And thank you for willing to question, to search, to find yourself, to come home. This is the end of this series, but it's not the end of the journey. It's the beginning. Because now you know the way. Now you know what's possible. And now you know you're not alone. If you're ready to go deeper, if you're ready to do the work, if you're ready to come home and stay there, Aligned to Wellness is waiting for you. It's a space where we can practice this together, where we build a foundation, where we create a lifestyle, where we support each other on the journey. The membership isn't about me saving you, it's about you remembering yourself. With support, guidance, and community. If you're ready, the link is below. But whether or not you join, keep practicing, keep questioning, keep trusting and coming home. Because that's the real work. That's the real healing. That's the real awakening. You're not alone. Anything is possible. You're safe. You're meant for this. Remember that. Come home to that. Live from that. And watch your whole life transform. I'll see you on the other side in the work, in the community, and in conversation with God. Take care of yourself and welcome home.